For decades, Judi Dench and Maggie Smith have stood as titans of British acting. Their careers, achievements, and accolades often dominated headlines. But behind the glamour lay a private friendship few fully understood, until now. At 89, Dench has broken the long silence, revealing the profound depth of her bond with Smith and the emptiness left by her passing. Their friendship, spanning more than 60 years, survived fame, rivalry, and personal loss. In her grief, Dench's quiet reflections illuminate a rare, enduring loyalty, a testament to the private lives of those whose public personas have dazzled generations. Maggie Smith, Early Life and Foundations. Margaret Natalie Smith was born on December 28, 1934, in Ilford, Essex, the youngest of 3 children. Her father, Nathaniel, was a pathologist, and her mother, Margaret Hutton, a Scottish-born secretary. In 1939, as war loomed over Europe, the family relocated to Oxford, escaping London's bombing raids. This move would profoundly shape Smith's exposure to culture, literature, and theater. At Oxford High School, she showed early signs of imagination and a fascination with Shakespeare, though she was not outwardly gregarious. Quiet, observant, and intensely curious, she absorbed her surroundings, laying the groundwork for the rigorous discipline that would define her stage and screen career. Early stage beginnings. By age 16, Smith felt a restless desire to pursue performance. She left formal schooling and joined the Oxford Playhouse, immersing herself in stagecraft. At 17, she played viola in Twelfth Night, marking the start of her vocation. Her early experiences demanded versatility, resilience, and rapid memorization. Smith quickly demonstrated her capacity for emotional depth, transitioning seamlessly from comedy to tragedy. These formative years at the Oxford Playhouse forged both her skill and confidence. Audiences and mentors alike began to notice her raw talent, a combination of subtlety and intelligence that hinted she would emerge not just as an actress, but as one who could define her generation. Training at RADA Ambition led Smith to the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in London, one of the most competitive acting schools in the world. Her audition showcased an unpolished brilliance that marked her as exceptional. At RADA, she honed voice, movement, and classical interpretation, acquiring technical mastery that would underpin her entire career. Immersed in rigorous training, she cultivated the discipline, resilience, and emotional intelligence that would make her a commanding stage presence. By the early 1950s, Smith returned to the Oxford Playhouse Repertory Company, now armed with both natural talent and professional technique, ready to face the challenges of a theater world dominated by established, often larger-than-life figures. Rising at the Old Vic in 1959, Maggie Smith joined London's legendary Old Vic Theatre Company, a crucible for acting talent. She stepped into iconic roles: Desdemona in Othello, Viola in Twelfth Night, Cleopatra in Antony and Cleopatra, each demanding nuanced emotion, authority, and grace. Critics took notice of her remarkable ability to balance intensity with restraint, delivering performances that felt authentic and unforced. Here, she crossed paths with Laurence Olivier, Britain's most celebrated actor and director. Their relationship was electric but tense, marked by admiration, friction, and moments of conflict. A notable incident during Othello revealed the challenge of navigating a young actress's talent alongside Olivier's commanding presence. The Olivier rivalry. During a 1964 performance of Othello, Olivier struck Smith on stage, a genuine outburst, not scripted, highlighting the tension between her emerging brilliance and his dominating ego. Though the incident became infamous, Smith later recounted it with her characteristic dry humor. The confrontation exemplified her determination and refusal to be overshadowed, qualities that would define her career. Despite clashes, she continued to perform under Olivier in productions like The Master Builder and Much Ado About Nothing, cultivating resilience and refining her craft. These years forged a formidable artist, capable of holding her own among theater's elite, with a voice distinct and uncompromising. Film breakthroughs. While establishing herself on stage, Smith began exploring film. Her first notable role came in 1958 with Nowhere to Go, earning a BAFTA nomination. In 1963, she appeared in The VIPs, sharing the screen with Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton, where her performance, though supporting, commanded attention. But the role that would define her cinematic legacy was Jean Brodie in the prime of Miss Jean Brodie. As an eccentric Scottish teacher, Smith delivered a performance brimming with intelligence, charm, and unsettling intensity. The part showcased her ability to combine subtlety with force, leaving an indelible mark on audiences and establishing her as a star beyond the stage. A lifelong friendship with Judi Dench. Parallel to her professional ascent, Smith formed a lifelong friendship with Judi Dench. The two met in the 1950s at the Old Vic, their personalities contrasting but complementary. Maggie with her sharp wit, Judi with her warmth. Their friendship evolved over decades, encompassing stage performances, films, and countless personal moments. They starred together in a room with a view. Tea with Mussolini, Ladies in Lavender, and the Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, as well as the London stage play The Breath of Life. In documentaries, their laughter, teasing, and mutual admiration were evident, dispelling myths of rivalry and demonstrating a rare professional and personal harmony. Public perception and private reality. While the public often speculated about competition between Smith and Dench, both women dismissed such notions. Their bond transcended awards and accolades, grounded instead in trust, respect, and shared experience. Dench once described Smith as one of my closest friends, admitting she could not achieve half of what Smith accomplished. Smith, in her dry humor, quipped that anyone imagining rivalry had never witnessed their tea-time laughter. Their relationship demonstrated that brilliance and humility can coexist, and that deep connections in the arts are often forged in quiet, private moments rather than in the glare of publicity. Grief and loss. Maggie Smith passed peacefully in September 2024 at age 89, surrounded by family. Her sons, Toby Stevens and Chris Larkin, confirmed the loss, noting the devastation felt by her family. For Judi Dench, the grief was deeply personal. At the Cheltenham Literature Festival shortly after, she attempted to speak on mourning, breaking down as she tried to articulate the emotions stirred by Smith's absence. Her silence, filled with emotion, was a rare public glimpse of vulnerability, showing that even the strongest, most celebrated performers are human in their loss. Mourning friends who have profoundly shaped their lives. A private tribute. Dench honors departed friends privately, in a forest she maintains at her Surrey home, planting trees to remember them. For Smith, she planted a crab apple tree. At the funeral, Dench carried a single crab apple from the tree, a quiet, intimate gesture linking memory, grief, and love. This symbolic act captured the depth of their friendship, a connection that was enduring, tender, and sacred. For over 6 decades, they shared life, laughter, and support. And Dench's tribute reflects not only sorrow, but reverence for a friendship that defined her era in British theater and film. Legacy and reflection. Maggie Smith leaves behind a monumental legacy in both stage and screen, but her greatest impact may have been as a friend. Her wit, intelligence, and commanding presence influenced generations of performers, while her loyalty and kindness shaped the life of Judi Dench in ways the public may never fully see. Their story reminds us that behind every legend lies human connection, private laughter, and shared resilience. Dench's quiet remembrance of Smith demonstrates that true friendship endures beyond the applause, beyond awards, and beyond the fleeting nature of fame. Remembering Maggie Smith's performances will live forever in film and theater history, from the prime of Miss Jean Brodie to Harry Potter and beyond. Yet it is the depth of her relationships, particularly with Judi Dench, that resonates most poignantly. In remembering her, audiences celebrate not just her craft, but the human warmth she brought to every role and to those closest to her. Her life was a testament to talent, courage, and fidelity, offering a model of artistry and friendship for generations to come. Smith's memory endures, quietly and powerfully, in the hearts of all who witnessed her brilliance.